Hi everyone, hope you're doing amazing today. We're doing really well, thank you. My name is Carolina Fonseca Jimenez. I focus on doing children's books that promote love, unity, and peace. And we also interpret dreams because we understand that when we connect with our dreams, we are connecting with our subconscious. And we also share our dreams here because we understand that when we're sharing them with other people, we are connecting with them on a very profound level. So, okay, let's get started, guys. This week, or actually this past week, we were at the radio station La Grande with Diana Flores, and it was all in Spanish. But basically what was going on is we were talking about dream interpretation. And people just started calling in for us to interpret their dreams. So it was really cool because we got so many dreams that people called in about, and then we've got messages on Facebook. Long story short, we weren't able to interpret all of the dreams, but this video is going to talk about the top 3 things that people kept sending in or had questions about, okay? So we are going to give just a general interpretation of these 3 items. The first one that was a big one was walking on a path, right, in your dream. The second one was finding yourself inside of a house in a dream. And then the third one was being surrounded by different kinds of animals, okay? So let's get started with the first one. All right, the first one is finding yourself on a path. Okay, when you see yourself on a path in a dream, typically the symbolism for that is the path of life. Okay, how does your path of life look currently? You always have to pay attention to the different details inside the dream. So if the path is completely straight and you see no bumps on the road or anything, it's just a smooth ride, okay, that can be very easy and just interpret it as, I know where I'm going. Everything seems pretty smooth. I'm moving forward. This is the direction, and that's fine, right? But if you dream of a path that maybe is straight but that has a lot of bumps on the road, you can interpret that as the different obstacles that you're coming across during your path of life, right? Now, if you see that this path is completely curvy in all sorts of ways, then those are the different obstacles and challenges that you've come across in your life. Maybe you haven't had the feeling of, your life going one step forward each time, but more like, it's like a little roller coaster, which is fine, right? It's totally fine. The way that the path looks for you is honest and true of you, and it's amazing. It's perfect, okay? But now, anytime that you're interpreting any dream, what do we use to guide us? The thing that guides us during the dreams are your feelings, okay? So we use your feelings to guide us. Anytime that people called in about their dream or wanting me to interpret their dream, after they explain the scenario, the first question is, how are you feeling? Okay, because your feelings are the key in all of this, okay? So anyways, now that we've put that like a little note of it, the next thing that people were dreaming about after the path was dreaming of being inside of a house. Okay, we've talked about this a little bit before. Whenever you dream of being inside of a house, that is a representation of you, of the dreamer, okay? So if you see this house as a big, beautiful house with strong structure, everything looks great, then you can reflect that and say, you know what, I'm feeling great right now. So of course the house would look that way. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling secure. Everything is great right now. But now, if you are in that house and you see that certain parts are maybe falling over, or it's got like creaks every time you walk in it, things are a little old, okay, that's okay too. It's simply a reflection of the current state of you at the moment. So maybe you're feeling like there are things that you need to work on, maybe some projects to make the house look better, aka the dreamer, okay, those kinds of things, make the house feel better, whatever, okay? So if you see that the house is falling apart or just, is not looking in the best condition, it's just a little check into yourself saying, you know what, it's time to take better care of us, better care of yourself. Now, the levels of the house also have a representation. If you are in the attic, that is the most conscious part of your brain, the most conscious place as the house is, okay? So if you are exploring the attic, you are exploring the most conscious self that you are. You are exploring your everyday self, okay? But if you find yourself, let's say, in the basement, you're exploring the most subconscious self of you, okay? Everything that's down there in that basement, those are the things that you keep hidden, that you don't want the world to know, but in your dream, you're exploring that. So why are you down there? What do you see? How are you feeling? What are the colors on the walls? All of these details will help us really interpret what it is that your dream is telling you about your current state of being, okay? Because remember, the house is a representation of the dreamer. Like one of the people that called in, or actually she messaged it on Facebook, about her being in a house where the wood looked like it was kind of rotting and it looked like it was falling apart. That to me is a very simple message, and that is, we've got a lot of work to do, on the basic structure of the house. So what is going on at the moment where she may be feeling that her structure isn't there, the basis, maybe even her identity, okay? What is going on at that subconscious level? Because that is what's going on. Her dream is saying, you know what? We need to work on this. The frame of this house it's really not good. So let's start at square one. And that's okay. That's actually a great message, because it's just a little wake-up call. And it's like, okay, you know what? I need some TLC for myself, and that's okay, all right? So that's what the house means. That's what the house represents, okay? And now the third one, the animal one. Whenever you dream of being surrounded by various animals, a lot of the time that represents the people that you're surrounding yourself with, okay? Now, I'll give you an example. One lady called in and she talked about being outside and being surrounded by snakes and serpents, and she was fearful. So this is a very simple dream to interpret, and really her feelings guide us in this, because remember, some people love snakes. So if you love a snake and there are a bunch of them around you, you're like in heaven. That's amazing, okay? But this lady did not like snakes. She was fearful of the snakes. So that would mean that right now she's currently feeling surrounded by people that, that she doesn't connect well with anymore. And she feels that these people are trying to harm her. This is what her subconscious is telling her. Her subconscious is saying, you know what? These group of people that we've been around, they don't do us any good anymore. That for some reason, subconsciously, I feel that they are against me, that they do not have my interest at heart, okay? And if your subconscious is telling you this is not for you to be fearful of those people, or for you to say, you're trying to hurt me, or you're doing this. It's not for us to point a finger. Instead, it's for us to look at it differently and say, you know what? I've put myself here. I've learned what I had to learn from these people, and now my subconscious is saying, that's enough. We've learned everything we can from them. They no longer serve us a purpose in our growth as a human being, and I no longer serve them. So it's time to put some space in between us and to move on, okay? So that is not negative in any way, and it is not scary in any way. It is just saying, you know what, it's time to move on, because I've learned everything I can here, and so have they. And remember, if you're ever meant to cross paths again, you will, all right? So just take that as the interpretation. Now, if you are surrounded by any kind of animal, that is just typically the representation of the people you surround yourself with. I'll give you another example. If you are surrounded by dogs and you love dogs, and these dogs are happy to see you and they're happy to be around you, then that's a fantastic dream. And that is a very loving dream, because it's letting you know that you are surrounded by people that care about you, that are loyal to you, and that want to see you succeed, okay? It's very simple. It's very simple to interpret your dreams once you listen to your feelings, okay? Once you listen to your feelings, they will help guide you, okay? And whenever you see any kind of animal, think about it. What does that animal represent to me? Do I like snakes? Do I like wolves? Do I like dogs? Like, what is the meaning for me? Because if you look this up in a book, the book can say, oh, the snakes are the worst. There are people trying to attack you, people trying to hurt you. And that may be true for you if you view snakes in that way. But if you love snakes and you're feeling good around these snakes, then that is not the message. Then that message is that you're surrounded by people that are in line with you. Okay, so always remember that you are the key to understanding your dream symbol. You cannot simply use a book to interpret all of your dreams, because it's not true to you. It's true to whoever wrote that book. And I had to learn that. I had to learn that through experience, through trial and error since I was little. So that's why I'm telling you this, okay? All right, so then the third thing that people were dreaming about, what was it? We said the path, we said the house, and we said the animals. Oh, we got through all of them. Wow, that was really fast. Okay, so that brings me to our weekly message, guys. And the weekly message is so simple, because it's come up in every single one of these dreams and in any dream that we've ever had. When people called in and they gave me the explanation of the dream, the next question from me was, what were you feeling during the dream? Okay, because your feelings guide me, and they guide us in interpreting and understanding your dream. Okay, so the message for this week is apply that to your daily life. Okay, use your dreams and use the feelings that you're getting to guide you. Okay, so during your waking life, trust the feelings that you are getting, because those feelings are going to guide you and are going to help grow you into your better self. That is the message for the week, okay? And really, it's a simple one to follow, because it's everything, you know? It's the most honest and the most truest part of ourselves. the feelings, those are our feelings. Like, I'll tell you a little quick story. One time, I met this person. He was a good friend of mine, but he told me that my feelings, that me running my life by using my feelings as a guide would make me a weaker person. And he said that I was too sensitive of a person, and that using my feelings to guide me would only lead to pain and to hurt, And for a moment in my life, I believed that. And it wasn't anything wrong that he said, because he believed it. So he was speaking out of his truth, and that's okay. But me, even though I didn't connect fully with the message, I was thinking, and I said, you know what, maybe this person's right. Maybe if I run my life with my feelings, I'm going to get hurt. So I took that for a moment, and I was in a different space in my life at that time. But guys, with experience, I've learned that that's not true. You have to use your feelings to guide you. Once I decided that my sensitivity to feeling things and to being connected with myself, once I realized that was a gift, it changed everything. Because you know what? When you listen to your feelings, think about it. When you're really listening to the feelings you're getting, your gut feeling, the most profound feelings of you, that is the most truest form that you are. That is the most truest form that you are. And if you listen to that and if you give strength to that and act on those feelings, then you're acting out of pure honesty. So how can that be wrong? And I had to experience that myself, and I had to learn it myself. But once I decided to do and act the way that my true self was feeling, that's when everything fell into place. Like, every single little thing in my life started falling into place, and I felt free. I felt free because now I'm able to be me. I'm able to be me because I am being guided by the deepest part of me. And remember, like we talked about in the last video, we are all connected in this universe. So think about this. Your feelings, yes, they come from you, but our energies are connected to this great, magical, massive universe. So whenever you're getting these feelings, it's like a combination of all of this wonderful information and energy that's all over this universe. And you are feeling because of it. So your feelings are a tremendous gift to you. Whenever you have that gut feeling that says, do this or don't do that deepest, most profound feeling of you, and you decided not to listen to it, what happened? You were like, oh my gosh, but I had the feeling and I should have, or I shouldn't have, and then you're like kicking yourself in the butt for that. But there's no reason to do that. There's no reason to do that, because you know what? A lot of the time we let our ego come back in and say, you know what? Yeah, you feel that, but you're wrong because the brain is saying this. No. If your profound self is feeling a certain way, you have to align with that feeling and be true to it, because your feelings are going to guide you. Just like your dreams help us, we use our feelings to guide ourselves and to interpret our dreams. The same way we use those feelings, we need to use them in our daily lives. Use them to help guide us in our daily lives, because that is what's going to help us connect with ourselves on the most deepest, profound level. And that's what's going to help guide us in our life, and in our life mission, and in our journey. Okay, so this week, guys, let's just practice that. It's simple. We complicate it though, because we are human, so we tend to complicate it. But this week we're going to get rid of those complications, and we are just going to decide to follow our feelings and to be true to our true feelings. Okay, so all right, guys, let's do that this week. If you need help interpreting a particular dream or understanding a particular symbol for you, please send me a message or do a WhatsApp. Okay, I send you love, unity, and peace as always. We will be in touch. Oh, last thing, I'll be on La Grande again April 5th. It's all in Spanish, but if you're Spanglish, then come on and join us. Okay, bye guys, talk to you later.